Well, here's an interesting video. I haven't made any in a long time, but a lot of the content that I would rant and rave about, um, oh, it it may have something to do with the topic on this one. It's oh, however, whatever it is I be hearing. I don't know if it's a virtual world or a parallel dimension, intersecting with where I'm hearing what other characters or impressions may be um, viewing as far as my reality, um, and the stuff they uh, they mention. But while based from here, based off, like if I'm walking around in town or wherever I'm at, if while I'm walking around or doing something, if there's like some other broadcast of me moving around doing the same thing but with a different scenery. And earlier, a few moments ago, I'm watching a video on megalithic structures and pyramids and temples. And um oh, okay, before I get to that, um well, some of the stuff like in the noise and stuff, before noticing something that I noticed, there was um hints or little details of of things that may have landed or crashed or something, and needing something. But whatever it is they needed, whoever would have stimulated that, I think they pretty much seem to have devalued that. And whoever would have stimulated that, I don't know, they may have, they hint towards like treating him like he's a joke, treating certain energy like it's nothing, and and possibly wanting to mimic that energy and try to do it themselves through that same energy, but just push it to the side like a cuticle and treat it like it doesn't exist or shit like that. But yet, that substance hears little things here and there that goes on based off it. And I don't know, it's just messed up. It's messed up because if there's an expectation on that substance and the perpetrators um, make it seem like it doesn't care, or I mean, heck, suppose it didn't know and it hears details of what it can do, and it's treated like shit. So if you're angry, if you're really angry, wound up, would you feel inspired to sing? You know, would you just be like so angry or like just upset, and then maybe God or anything spiritual? I wonder if it, suppose it didn't notice that you're being pressed on and prodded and poked at, and then you get fronted off or something from something else. Hey, well, sing a song if you're uh, a musical type of person, and you don't. because you don't sing for like that. You'd probably sing like a bird. Birds just chirp and just they're all happy. I don't know if they're singing to anyone. I think I think they just sing within themselves. They're just like happy, like um and that's another thing. I wonder, like birds, if they're mating, if they have a mate. Oh yeah, I think they do. They do chirp to each other or something. I don't know. That's kind of beautiful. But anyways, what I'm getting at is um I walk around town. If there is parallel dimension or reality or something going on, um, I walk around town and in the middle of the street, I was either talking or yelling or I did something. I made a sound and I heard an echo. And so I started yelling, like screaming, like, ah, in areas of that street. And the echo would sound louder. And then as I walked around, I was trying to do like this echolocation thing, like the bats do. And in some areas, it would like just rah, like radiate. It would echo hella far, but like you're in a big, like in some big ass chamber or something. Or it would echo differently, like if there was like I don't know, a corridor, or I don't know, but it's invisible. There's just nothing there, and people on the street would probably think I'm crazy. And anyways, well, besides that, I'm watching a video on temples and stuff or ancient buildings, and the antagonizing impression that like messes with my head and refers to my name or whatever, but with different titles, different variations of it. I mean, thousands and thousands of times, like to mess with my head and then accuse me of being some idiot name. But it just sucks. It just sucks that if I'm gonna pout or be angry, they still narrate like some announcer, like before I cuss or before just anything within myself, like talking to a video, like actualizing or going over something. This dude, this impression seems to narrate and address shit to himself or address it to a bunch of names of just like if I'm talking to them or something. But while I'm watching that video, that impression acted like it's narrating what I'm watching to other impressions. Like like if I was there or something like this in this in, like while I'm watching this thing of a temple, how it's built, I heard a noise saying, well, in this temple, that building, it, as you could see, it quite differs from the building, from the architecture from these other ones that you see here. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? So someone else, if they're talking about what may be around here in town, but somewhere else, they're idiots. And that's what something I wanted to document and put that on here. 'Cause I haven't put a video up for a long time. It's not that I've been accepting this bullshit. It's like it's to the point where they come at me the same way all day, like every day, to where I already like seem to expect where it's gonna lead. So I like tend to ignore it, and they get all they get all hyphy. Like if, oh look, he accepts it. Look, you notice how he ain't saying anything? He's not saying anything. Like if there's some audience or someone around him that he's trying to get some validation from, like if it happened for the first time. So that's fucked up. 6 years later, um, since day one of this, feeling accused, and anything that I would notice or react to, how did you know? How did you? From the beginning, and it's still the same 6 years later. But slowly noticing gradual details of a scenario or a theme of this, and not being familiar with the impressions. I repel them because they piss me off. But if there's anything of substance there, I've I've tried to get my undivided attention to uh, to react or feed into it or something bits and pieces of it that would rouse me to want to react based off, despite being accused of all kinds of dumb shit, and every time something of substance pops up in my mind or anything of art, singing, thinking, deep thought, or like regression, or just stuff that maybe you're, you know, little little remnants of a memory, amnesia memory of sensation or a notion that you don't even know about, that you just think to yourself in private, not for other noises to be like, oh, Ray, hey, something else interesting, like waiting to snatch something out of your mind that's like intriguing or and sound like they're talking to somebody about it. That pisses me off because of how I'm living and how I've evolved up to this point, and feeling treated or not like all that shit that how I am thinking, how I think or stuff, feeling like I'm just alone here and just keep it to myself and just kind of like a loner or introvert, but and not feeling so interesting. But you deal with it, you just carry on somehow. So that's just a gripe for just the substance in here to to be projected off, like if it's a conversation piece. And I mean, it's just cool, deep, coveted introspect for oneself, let alone an idiot or an impression sounding like an idiot wanting to convey that to. I would assume it's probably to manipulate and exploit any like-minded thinkers or something. So, anyways, that's a trip. Just documenting, I guess. Nothing to be like wah wah. It sounds like a wah wah type of thing, but I mean, who do you run to? Who do you go to? I mean, even in prayer, if you were to pray or something, I don't know if people hear anything back or if they just pray and then just toss it up there to what however, if anyone feels like there's a power greater than themselves, or they not surrender it, but just like, hey, here's some shit. Oh, lofty, mysterious light fabric of life that's beyond our nucleus of awareness or stressed out, however that goes. But heck, be some trippy stuff, huh? Maybe that's why I post these videos. Maybe I don't want to bother God with it. Maybe I wonder if God would recommend me to a fucking mental ward or something. Hey, excuse me, guy. Hey, kid. Have you ever thought about, going to some counseling sessions or something? That'd be crazy. Anyways, that's it for now.